Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexiot's here, and it's Monday, and we're doing a Monday moment, and it happened last night. The annual Pascal Siakam Halloween party. This is kind of a legendary thing at this point. We've seen Siakam have very creative, amazing Halloween costumes in the past couple years, whether it was McLovin a couple years ago, whether it was 43 Cent. There's been some very creative Halloween stuff around Siakam. It makes me think he likes the holiday. Makes me think he's a Halloween fan. Of course, Halloween's going to be in the regular season. So they sometimes before the season even starts, they do the Halloween party with all the players showing up and having costumes. I've got the latest information on who was wearing what and what was going on there last night from what I've been seeing online. So that's what we're talking about today. Pascal's Halloween party, y'all. It's a fun stream. Let's just put it that way. All right, let me check in with you guys first, and then we'll go and I'll tell you what I see. A lot of it's at Siakam's social media. There's also some pictures from the party, and you can see what his teammates are wearing also in some of the pictures. So first, let's start. David Saborin, first and today. Good morning, David. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. Can't wait till tomorrow. Basketball is back, baby. Yes, David's very excited about the regular season for the NBA starting tomorrow. Of course, the Raptors are not playing tomorrow. They'll be playing Wednesday for their first game. But this is a fun, good thing that the Raptors, the season starting in general and fantasy league starts. That's right, y'all. Y'all need to go and get your team set up, is what I'm saying. On Yahoo's head-to-head fantasy league for the Raptor Freak family, I can tell which ones of y'all have not put in players in your starting lineups because you can see the totals for the week underneath your matchups. So everybody who's got 200 or 300, y'all need to go and set up your lineup. You should have at least 400 at least, if not 500 or 600 points in your projected totals. So I can tell who hasn't set their lineup. The games start tomorrow. So get on it is what I'm saying. Yeah, Trevor J's here. Good to see Commissioner J, the Trevor J Cup. And he's saying, good morning, Raptors family. Happy Monday. And I'm ready for the season to start. Let's play some basketball. He's got Pascal, Scotty, OG, Dennis, Jakob, and Darko and the Raptor ready to start the season. That's right. Isaac Campbell is echoing that sentiment with the same starting lineup, and he's ready to go too. Yes, Isaac Campbell holding it down in Ottawa for us. Monique is here, the super fan. Monique Lawrence. Good morning, everyone. Pascal is just too funny. The video is by far hilarious. All right, so Siakam, his costume for this year is based from the villain in the movie New Jack City. New Jack City is is a really good movie. It's one of my favorite movies from when I was younger. I really like those kind of crime, Godfather kind of movies, Martin Scorsese kind of stuff. And New Jack City as a movie was a very interesting one because it was one of the first ones kind of like with a African American kind of focus on this is a gangster movie like The Godfather, like Goodfellas, but this is going to have African American people as the main characters, and I love that movie so much. Wesley Snipes is amazing in that movie. Ice-T is amazing in that movie. Judd Nelson's amazing in that movie, but Pascal decided to be Nino Brown, the character of Wesley Snipes, who is really the Godfather in this movie, the kingpin, the ruthless businessman. And he reenacted a scene of holding somebody over the bridge and him talking to him. And he was just mouthing the words. Really elaborate setup for his costume. Now, I know part of it is because he's done costumes in the past and nobody got him. They're like, who are you? So he's like, do a setup, Siakam. Do a little vignette on your social media, and it'll set up so everybody gets, oh, he's Nino Brown. All right, now I get it. No, I get that. Sometimes when you want to do an elaborate Halloween costume, people are guessing. Who are you? Who are you? MC Hammer? No, I am Nino Brown, okay? Oh, it's so good. But he really barraged us with some cool stuff. Let me go talk about it real quick. All right, I'm on Siakam's Instagram account, y'all, and we're starting at the top. First, we got Siakam standing there as Nino Brown with a Red Bull box, and he's got the Red Bull can. He's drinking it. I'm sure he drank a few Red Bulls last night. And he's saying, yo, baby, we're talking about combining and consolidating with the Raptors and Red Bull. Another Halloween party for the books. Of course, Siakam's Halloween party is at Casa Loma. Is an amazing backdrop and setup with the beautiful, beautiful interiors of Casa Loma. So when he has this party, that's where they're at. Then we see in the second picture, I can kind of see Jakob Poeltl in this picture, and he's got a unicorn horn and looking like he's wearing like just sweats. I don't know if he went all out in his costume. Let's just put it that way. It seems like Jakob might have just put a unicorn horn on his head, and he's like, I'm in a costume, Siakam. Okay, unicorn, Jakob Poeltl. Fine, whatever you want to do, man. We don't care. We love you, man. You do that. But there's other people in the picture. I have no idea who they are. They're just people. And they may be just staff around the Raptors or something. I don't know. I don't know who they are, so I don't care. I won't comment on their costumes. Although one guy's looking like Jeff Tweedy from Wilco. I don't know what that's going on there. We see Slim Duck coming in the party. I know it's Slim Duck because it says it on the back of his robe, and he's got boxing gloves on, like he's a prize fighter. So it looks like that this guy came into the game wearing a boxing gear, like he's coming in to fight. So there you go. Slim Duck is dressed as a pugilist, as a boxer for his Halloween costume. There. All right. The next picture, we see Darko in the picture. Darko was really funny in the interview after practice yesterday. The press tried to ask him, what are you wearing to the Halloween costume? He said, I'm not going to tell you. He said, I will not tell you what I'm going to wear to the costume. Well, we know now he's dressed as Captain Jack Sparrow. Darko putting on a fake mustache and putting on the wig and the pirate outfit. And he looks just like Johnny Depp. And I'll tell you what, with those accusations coming from MSG and James Dolan, he's going to be looking like Johnny Depp in a couple months too, after the trial gets figured out or the adjudication of the stupid frivolous lawsuit is going on. So in some ways, I could read into Darko being Captain Jack Sparrow as being, is this a statement on this litigation that's going on right now? Brian Winters. But Siakam looks funny with it. And I love that picture. They both look so joyful. They look so joyful. All right, the next picture I'm seeing, I've got 3 Raptors in it, and I can tell that Achua did not put any effort into his costume last night. Precious, you're wearing a Yankees hat and you've got some funky purple shade glasses and a black hoodie on. I know you did not dress up. You just came to hang out and be at the party. I can tell that's fine. In fact, we saw you on your Instagram last night coming to the party singing Silk Sonic. And I'm like, damn, Precious is listening to good music. He is cruising to Silk Sonic right now. And he's actually singing with it. Man, it's a hard song to sing. Bruno Mars can sing, Precious. And you trying to do those notes in the car, not there exactly. We see OG in the back of this picture, and he's got some crazy glasses on. Like they look like some steampunk crazy glasses, and he's got a crown on. So I'm not sure what OG was dressed as. He may have been dressed as some sort of king or of some sort. And then Grady's goofy ass is sticking his head in this picture too, and he dressed up as Scooby-Doo. He straight up dressed as Scooby-Doo. His friend dressed as Shaggy. And they went to the party, and he's Scooby-Doo. So Grady was Scooby-Doo. Really, really weird. In the next picture, I see Nino Brown standing there looking over his kingdom. It's actually kind of like looks like a still from the movie. Like they took a picture of Wesley Snipes. And in some ways, Siakam looks enough like Wesley Snipes that he really can look like him. You know, I see somebody in the background looks like Fred Flintstone and Wilma. And then we see Boucher with his hooded, his Slim Duck hood on, and it's got a Raptors symbol on the corner. That's really cool. I like Chris's Halloween costume. But Siakam went all out. He redid the poster of New Jack City, and that's really funny what he did with that. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, there's another picture of Siakam with Grady Dick as Scooby-Doo. Yeah, it makes sense that Grady would be Scooby-Doo. Of course, he was trying to do a voice for Scooby-Doo on his Instagram last night. It's tough to do. That's a tough voice to do. I know you do Donald Duck, Grady, but do you do Scooby-Doo also really well? I don't know. I'd have to hear it. There's a Siakam outside the party in the next picture, coming in with some of the younger guys. We see Javon Freeman Liberty. Also, he did not dress up. he's like Precious. He just like, I'm putting minimal effort. I got a hoodie on. I'm here and I'm smiling and I'm happy We see Ron Harper Jr. coming in after him. He's wearing Squid Game stuff. He's got the weird like black mask that has the triangle on it. So I'm guessing that's Squid Game. Isn't that Squid Game? I never watched Squid Game, but it looks like Ron Squid Game. And then Coloco's coming up behind Ron, and he's got like a weird skull mask, and he's just wearing all black. So I think that Coloco just came as a spooky ghoul with a crazy skull, scary mask. So I'm seeing a couple more costumes in that picture. There is Scotty. Now I'm gonna have to say this right now. I have to preface this by the conversation that we had the other day with Scott about Halloween and costumes and Spider-Man coming out. This was the whole thing where people said I was, brown nosing. Because Scott said, I want to be Spider-Man for Halloween. And everybody started saying, no, you can't be Spider-Man for Halloween. You can't. Why can't I be Spider-Man? Is it because I'm black? Is what he said. I was like, Scotty can be whoever he wants. He can be whoever he wants as a Halloween costume. He can be whoever he wants on the court, is what I said. And then everybody accused me of brown nosing. I'm like, no, this is just the damn truth. It's a free country. He can dress up as whoever he wants for Halloween. And he is a talent that can do whatever they want on the court also. So there's nothing I said that was wrong. Well, Scotty went and picked a superhero that was played by Samuel L. Jackson. And I'm like, damn, Scott, I wish you had been Spider-Man for some reason. I don't know. In some ways, he's Frozone from The Incredibles, y'all. That's right. The ally of the Incredibles family, Scotty, is dressed up as Frozone, and he looks goofy, but it's fun. It's definitely very fun, and I know he had a fun time dressing up as Frozone. But that was not who I expected him to dress up as. But it is what it is. You dress up as Spider-Man, you can't see your face. So I get that. And Spider-Man may be all the rage with the new video game and all this kind of stuff going on. But hey, he wants to be Frozone, voiced by Samuel L. Jackson from the Incredibles movies. Yeah, so he's Frozone. So yeah, there's a beautiful picture of Casaloma on the way out. Siakam did a whole thing. Like he really looks at like Wesley Snipes' costume with the medallion and the chain and the black beret and everything about the whole look with the blue suit was very much copied by Siakam. He really is an attention to detail, and he is Nino Brown as of last night. I see Kareem in the comments on Twitter saying Nino Brown ain't got nothing on P Kills. That's right, Kareem. Kareem's in there talking to Siakam on his Twitter. I love it. It's pretty cool. The costume, we see more of the details on his Twitter page in there. So, man, awesome stuff. At the Halloween party Pascal had last night at Casaloma, those were some of the costumes from what I can see. There's some other ones. I'll probably talk about them soon. Let's see. Trevor J saying, hang on. Trevor J is saying people like season in the people are like seasons in the year. They come and go just like the seasons in your life. So don't expect them to be there. There might be fall, autumn, spring, and summer. He's basically saying that sometimes, people in your life come for a reason and for a specific amount of time. And that's just the natural course and order of the time you're supposed to spend with them. Now, some people are for life and they'll be around you forever, but not everybody is that. And you have to be ready for that. Sometimes people are like seasons, as Trevor said. They may be just around for a couple seasons of your life. They may be around for 20 years, 30 years of your life. Who knows? But, in some ways, that's just the way things are. It's just how it is. Tom Duke saying, Nino Siakam, sit your $5 ass down before I make change. Happy Monday. Let's all have the best week possible. He's very much into doing the quotes, and he loved that whole scene where he's holding the guy over the bridge because he reenacted it with his little buddy. It's so funny. It's so good, Tom. And he's got the basket. He's got the basketball. Yeah, I like that, Tom. Kareem Thomas is here. He's saying, P Scales, a.k.a. Nino Brown, if he gives out turkeys on American Thanksgiving, I'm going to lose my shit. Well, somebody's got to do the turkey drive, right? Lowry's left. He was the one who used to do it. And then Nick was doing it last year. Well, Nick's gone now. Somebody's going to take over the turkey drive. So Kareem, it could be Siakam. That would be fun. And maybe he will dress up as Nino Brown for it. That'd be amazing. Really would. Kareem Thomas is also saying, Pascal lights up when speaking about Precious and said, Precious can literally do whatever he wants on the basketball court. I hope Darko unleashes Precious beast mode. Yeah, I love what these guys were saying about each other yesterday in their interviews. First of all, Siakam glowingly talking about Achua. He's exactly right about Precious. And then Scotty reminding everyone yesterday in his interview, my favorite player is Siakam. I said this in my rookie year and y'all forgot. This is true. I remember back when Scotty started his first year, he said that his favorite player to watch and his favorite player in the league is Pascal Siakam. I don't think he's lying, y'all, because he actually gave us details for why he really likes Siakam. He said he can do anything. He spins through. He does everything on the court. And he's my hero, is kind of what Scotty was saying. So that's impressive that the young man right away was like I said, he said he's his favorite player. And he said it again yesterday in his interview after practice. So, yeah, I don't know. There's weird energy around the guys to a degree. I can tell they trust Darko and they like the system, but they're really not totally trusting what the outcome of the season is going to be and how it's going to impact their careers. There's a little bit of weirdness around them. Siakam specifically yesterday in his interview, I don't know if he was just in a mode for getting ready for the party last night or what. He seemed distracted. He seemed a little agitated. His energy was a little off and weird in his interview yesterday. I don't want to read into it too much. Maybe he was just getting into Nino Brown mode in his mind. I don't know. But he was a little weird in his interview yesterday. I don't know if he's totally happy right now, and I'm worried about that. You know, Precious saying the other day that some of our guys have reservations. It makes me think that there are a few guys on this team that were established from last year. They're really worried about what their stats are going to look like this year on the down low. And I don't like that. We said no selfishness this year, gentlemen. So listen, just trust that if y'all do well and do what Darko says and listen to him, you get what you get and it'll be really good. Trust me. Scotty's got the right attitude. He said, we want defensive accolades. We've got to win. And that's what y'all got to do. Y'all are going to get stats to win. Trust me. Now, if the stats are a little bit different in different directions, or the minutes are a little different in different directions, so be it. It's all got to add up to this. And y'all may not be clear on who's getting what share of the pie with minutes or the rotation or whatever, but y'all need to just let it happen. I know y'all are scared a little bit, and that's a little bit of what this energy is that like they have reservations, as Precious said the other day. And I'm pretty sure the guys who have reservations are Precious, Chris, Pascal, OG, Jakob. The main guys, because they have no idea what's happening. I don't think Scotty has any reservations. He knows what's coming up. And Gary seems like he's fine too. But some of these other guys are wondering about what the slices of pie are going to be like as far as with stats and different things. I can tell, and I hate that. And, let's just win, and then everything will work out fine. But, yeah, really good interviews yesterday with those guys. Darko being charming once again. No, you cannot know that I am Captain Jack Sparrow. That's right. Let's see. Trevor J is saying, when people say Pascal, I'm Scotty, cannot work together, but Scotty says that is his favorite player. Yeah, they can work together. You know, we've been slighted once again by ESPN this morning. They have predicted us 24th out of the 30 teams in the NBA. They're still hardlining with the Vegas odds of saying we're going to get 36 wins. And in fact, they're putting us lower than the 36 wins. They really have no faith in us. They are saying that we're all messed up and we're going to lose our players next summer and we're going to lose this year. They have us just above just above the Spurs for how we're going to do this year. And there's only 4 teams that are worse than us, like Washington, Charlotte, and Detroit. And then we are 24th in their rankings this morning. That is disgusting. That is vile. And we're going to show them real quick. You've got a whole bunch of teams that ain't got no business above the Raptors. Did you watch my Eastern Conference predictions yesterday, ESPN? Because you ain't jiving with what I'm seeing up here. And y'all going to find out. 24th out of 30? Seriously, ESPN? I would tell y'all, don't even read that bullshit that Tim Bontemps put out. Seriously, don't even fucking go and look at ESPN and give that article another click. I'll tell you what it says. 24th out of 30. Don't give it any more clicks. Seriously. Don't give it any more clicks. Nacho the Nacho saying Pascal seemed as happy as a clam in that last interview. Yeah. No, he was weird, dude. He was weird. He was all over the place. He was a little bit kind of shifty. Not normal Siakam. Not totally calm Siakam. I don't know if he was trying to be like Nino Brown because it's kind of seemed like it. Infamous is saying, salute, freaks. Hope you're feeling better. I am feeling a lot better today. My digestive system feels better. and I'm ready to tackle what I was supposed to do yesterday today. So I'm going to go in there and do it. That's what I'm going to do after I'm done with the stream. Canadian Dana saying, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Dana. Cool Cat is here. Good morning, Raptor Free crew. Pascal and Scotty praising each other for the start of the season. Love to see it. Yes. Praising Precious, praising each other. Yeah, good interviews yesterday, other than a little bit of weird energy from Siakam. That's all I'll say. Monique is saying, as I said, I'm glad Dennis and Ellen just went with something simple and easy. Yeah, all right, let me do the Instagram check because I didn't catch everybody's costumes from looking at that, and some of them are on their own Instagram. First of all, we got Thad Young, and Thad Young Jr. was wearing 33 in his game yesterday, and he was rocking the 33. And we see Taylor out there too, dribbling around and getting some threes and taking up big shots. So Taylor Young is also a phenom, a younger son of Thad Young. So they're just more Young for Youth Foundation right there. All right, there's Grady in his Scooby-Doo outfit at home, and he's with his buddy who dressed up as Shaggy. So I don't know. Oh, it's Brody. It's his brother. His Brody Dick. His older brother dressed as Shaggy, and he dressed as Scooby. So there you go. And then there's a picture of him with Scotty as Frozone. And that's an awesome picture. Scotty does a really good Frozone pose. And Grady, you look weird on the floor like a dog. You look like a furry. Okay. Scotty really celebrating Lamar Jackson yesterday on Sunday. Lamar Jackson had a big game for the Ravens, and they were very successful. And Scotty's saying he's like that. That's right. Scotty and LeBron are big fans of Lamar Jackson, both going on about him on Twitter and Instagram yesterday. So Scotty very proud of Lamar and how he played for the Ravens yesterday. There's Scotty in his Frozone being on blast from Dennis. Dennis posted him first, and he says, I see you, Brody. He likes the Frozone outfit. I'm sure Dennis knows who Frozone is from having kids and watching The Incredibles. But yeah, Scotty even got up on the chairs and he did like a whole pose. Frozone's an interesting character. We like Frozone a lot, and we like Scotty. And the Frozone Scotty mashup is excellent. That's what I'll say. So yeah, there's him and Grady again. So, yeah, here's a clip of Precious on the way to the party, and he's singing Silk Sonic. I'm going to leave the door open, leave the door open. I'm going to leave the door open. Yeah, he was all singing in the car. And at some points, he wasn't hitting notes like I was either. I didn't hit the note either. So, Precious, don't feel bad. You didn't hit it either. Siakam, tons of stuff all over his Instagram. Just so many pictures of him as Nino Brown. The part where they're holding the guy over the bridge, the exact replica, twinning with Nino is what's going on with Siakam. And you see the big crowd of who's at the party, the scene of it. He's standing there like Nino. He's trying to do the Nino pose in the crowd of people. There's a picture of Gary. It looks like Gary is wearing a Jackie Robinson jersey backwards, as usual, of course. Robinson 42 is Jackie Robinson. I don't know which team that is. So I guess Gary was a baseball player, or maybe he came as Jackie Robinson. But your jersey's on backwards, just so you know. Oh, you do that on purpose? Oh, okay. It's all good. Yeah, there's Koloko. There's a better picture of Koloko. He looks happy. How's your respiratory system, Koloko? Come on, man. I don't like that you dressed up as Death. That's no good. We don't want you dressing up as Death if you're not able to play because of respiratory system. This is a weird. I don't know who these people are, but they came as Dragon Ball Z, obviously, or something. They're doing Naruto or some crap like that. I don't know who those guys are. They're probably just jabronis around the Raptors. I have no idea. There's a picture of who is that? Who is that? That's some lady. Oh, that's Savannah. Savannah Hamilton showed up as some sort of, I'm not sure she's grandma something. She's some sort of grandma character. Savannah Hamilton looks crazy in her Halloween costume from last night. I don't even know who she is. Y'all probably know who that character is. Write it in the comments. I want to say it's like Carmen Sandiego or something like that, but I know that's not what it is. I'm out of the loop. If anybody knows who Savannah Hamilton dressed up as on Pascal Siakam's Instagram stories, please let me know. It's like a red suit and she's got like a gray wig on. I don't know. I can't tell. There's Otto. I can see Otto in one of these pictures. And there's Jim Sand with his wife. Jim Sand dressed up as Forrest Gump, it looks like. He looks like Forrest Gump. And then Otto's just wearing like a cowboy outfit. Like he's wearing like one of those shirts with the stringies. And I don't know. Otto's one of those guys. I don't think he put a lot of effort in his costume. Then there's Siakam with some sort of weird ghoul. That's creepy. That is creepy as hell. It's like Nino Brown's like, yeah, this is the guy I killed. Ha ha. That looks crazy. And yeah, there's that picture with Freeman Liberty and let's see who's in this picture. Let me look and see if I can see anybody in the background. No, nobody. Just Siakam with a cool light thing around his head. Then there's some comment. There's some sort of music for the thing. I don't know who that is performing. I can't tell. Is that Marquise Noel wearing a wig or something? I don't know. I can't tell. Yeah, and there's them entering Casaloma. What a great locale to have a Halloween party. There's Spook House going on, I'm sure, during this period of time because that's what they do around this time of year at Casaloma. So yeah, Marquise is on his Instagram showing the finish line with a checkered flag. And he says he's on his way. He's like a long-winded, running through this life like it was never mine. Yeah, he's doing songs here. Let's see what else we got. They have the OG on blast on Raptors official because it's 3 days till the season. I love that. I love the countdown with the different jerseys showing that what's coming up. Slim Duck showing a picture of him and his buddy when they were younger. Chris looks so young in this picture. You can tell it's a long time ago. Plus, his buddy's the same height as him. So that's Kaba, I think. Yeah, Kaba. All right, let's see. Schroeder is really upset, guys, about something that happened in Spain at a soccer match. There's a lot of racism in football, in soccer. There are people that are really ugly and disgusting doing certain mannerisms towards black players at the soccer games. And he's calling these people out. And he wants this one guy in particular who's going like this, that he should be banned for life from soccer games for sure. And he's not the only one. There's a lot of people in this clip that are being very ugly and racist. And I'm sure that, Dennis has dealt with racism himself, and he has no tolerance for this. And it's really a bad look. This dude does need to be put on blast. They put him all over the place, and people are shaming him for being a fucking awful person. And rightfully so. And Dennis is one of those people shaming him. But yeah, what is wrong with y'all, soccer? Why are y'all so blatantly racist? And what's so messed up? Y'all are messed up. This is happening way too often these days where y'all are being so racist towards black players. And it's not a good look. It's like between hockey and their pride tape controversy right now and soccer doing this. Yeah, y'all look like you're not very progressive. You look like you're fucking racist pieces of shit. Both y'all's leagues, soccer and hockey. And basketball's woke. And we're doing the right things. And y'all are doing all the wrong things, it seems like. So, yeah, get your head out of your ass, racists that follow football and soccer. You fucking pieces of shit. Yeah, there's Dennis doing a recovery day after the practice yesterday in the hot tub at the OVO. There's Junior Schroeder getting his hair cut fresh. And see Junior Schroeder real serious on the barber chair. Sometimes those are the obstacles in the game day for a young man like Junior Schroeder. It's like, it's time to get your haircut, son. You better get your game face on. You're getting in that chair, and here comes that razor. He's also got showing love and appreciation to Heiko for calling him on the phone. There's the picture of Dennis and Ellen in their costumes. Ellen wearing a Batman mask, or maybe Catwoman. I mean, it's how you want to look at it. It's more like a Batman. And then Dennis wearing like an MF Doom, Dr. Doom kind of mask with a hood over it. It's kind of really scary and freaky, really freaky costume by Dennis. It looks like he's MF Doom is basically what he looks like. Let's see. There's Frozone getting put on blast. And then they had game night. I don't know what was going on. Maybe Dennis was like, well, let's go to the Halloween party and let's have board game night at the Halloween party. Because they're playing some game called Niffer, and it looks like they're playing it probably at the party last night. So they may not be Dennis isn't into drinking and getting drunk or doing any kind of partying like that. He just wants to play family games when he gets to the party. So they were playing Niffer. And now, look, right away this morning, just under an hour ago, Dennis posting that he is at OVO Center at 9 o'clock this morning. Good morning. He's back to work. He's like, he ain't messing around. He's like, they had that party last night. Well, he's back at OVO right first thing, 9 a.m. this morning. So I love it, Dennis. Good stuff. There's your Raptors Instagram check for today. Very heavy with Halloween content. Very, very heavy. Very, very heavy. Top saying New Jack City, baby. Am I my brother's keeper? That's right. Am I my brother's keeper? I remember that line. So important. I'm going to need to watch this movie again. In fact, Adrienne and I have a list of movies that she's never seen, and I'm sure this one's on that list. We may have to add this to the list just because Nino Brown and New Jack City is a story she needs to see. So she'll have the context of Pascal's Halloween costume this year. So yeah, I love it. I love it, Top of Top. And Cool Cat saying, enjoying Pascal's Halloween traditions that he hosted at Casa Loma. I love his creative side. He's had it at Casa Loma for 3 years now. I mean, the one when he had it McLovin, when he dressed as McLovin 2 years ago, that was at Casa Loma too. Infamous is saying New Jack City is a classic. The acting by Snipes shines. However, the storyline is a bit average. A bit above average. Yeah. You know, I love that movie. I remember when it came out, I went and saw it in the theater, and it was one of my top 10 favorite movies when it came out. I really love that genre. Like another movie that's similar to it that I really like is Ricochet. Ricochet with John Lithgow and Ice-T. That movie's really good also. Denzel Washington. Yeah, there's a couple of movies around that time that were similar and kind of like those kind of veins. I absolutely just really enjoy. And New Jack City is a classic. It's a great, great movie. It doesn't get enough shine, and I'm glad Siakam's bringing it up this Halloween. Cowboys here. Good morning, Lex. Bam, and Raptor Freaks. Good morning to you, Bradley. G saying Grady has that dog in him. G, I know you're not trying to be funny. Oh, you are trying to be funny, but you're getting a dunk for that because that's hilarious. All right, so G, you guys saw I did the dunk standings. I put them up in the community so you can see the new dunk standings. Kareem has really ran away with things. He's at 48 dunks, and the next highest is 26. So, yeah, that man has ran away with his dunk title. I'm telling you, it's just crazy. Nako saying Grady doobie-doo. Grady doobie-doo. All right, Nako, you want a dunk too. You can get on that too. Nako's getting a dunk today for that also. So dunk for Nako for Grady doobie-doo. Let's see. Infamous is saying if Darko didn't dress as Count Dracula, it would be a travesty. He didn't. He dressed as Captain Jack Sparrow. And I think that it has a lot of meaning to it. If you listen to what I said earlier, he's got a lawsuit. He's a court case coming up, and he will be exonerated. That's what I heard, Amber. Oh. All right, let's see. Monique is saying North over everything. Toronto versus everyone. Let's go. Yeah, you going to say 24th for us, ESPN? Fuck you. Fuck you, Tim Bontemps. Fuck you, ESPN, ABC, Disney conglomerate. Fuck you, fucks. Yeah, I don't bite here. Okay, let's see if they're not biting today. Hey, Raptor Freak. I heard Joel Embiid came to a Halloween party and he was dressed as himself, the 2023 MVP. Well, you know what? Halloween costumes are fake, and that is great. That sounds like a great costume for him as a fake MVP. That's right. Pascal Siakam isn't Nino Brown. He's a fake Nino Brown. So that sounds like fake 2023 MVP. I don't bite. Yeah, turn it around and burn on you. That's what a Halloween costume is. You're not that. So there you go. You just turn that on yourself. What do you think about that now, huh? What do I think about the Harden saga? I love it. It's amazing. Just keep going, James. You're my buddy. I love you, James. You know, you're not a Raptor, but man, you have my heart. You have my heart, Mr. Harden. That's right. All right, David has gifted some Raptor Freak membership, and Joel Lester has got in the gift. There you go, Joel. You're a member now. If you want to join our Facebook group, you can join it, and you will get active chat updates about the going-ons around the league right now. Let me go look at that chat actually for a second, and I can tell you what the news was on there. Steven Adams being out for the whole season. That's one of the news stories that's on the chat there. It's kind of sad about Steven Adams not being able to play for this season coming up. There's all kinds of stuff in the chat here. We're always updating on what's going on around the league and stuff on our Raptor Freak family Facebook chat. And you want access to that, you got to join us on Facebook by adding me as a friend. Stargate saying OG dressed as Rashad McCants from Gil's Arena with the crowd. Oh, I don't even know what that is. Rashad McCants, I remember him as a player. So he was a part of was he a part of the costume with Pascal or somebody? That's interesting. David saying the 2023 MVP, laugh out loud. Have you watched that clown play? Get real. David, I burned it enough. Don't you think I was adequate? I mean, that's what you are when you dress up. It's not Grady as Scooby-Doo. It's not that Scotty's Frozone. It's not that Joel is the 2023 legit MVP. You know, they're costumes, and they get worn and they're pretend. Woo! Yeah, there you go. Ahmet's here. Good to see Ahmet Gaming. Yo, good morning, y'all. So excited for the Fantasy League starting tomorrow. That's right. Fantasy tomorrow, Ahmet Gaming. A great distraction from things going on around your country. And then also, listen, we got trivia tomorrow, Ahmet. So make sure you definitely show up for 9:30 tomorrow because we will do Raptor Freak Tuesday trivia tomorrow before the season starts. And it may be the last one for a while because we're going to be playing a lot of games and there'll be a lot of reactions and previews. And when those happen, we don't do trivia. So definitely come in if y'all like playing my Raptor Freak trivia and get that last Raptor Freak trivia in before the season starts. So 9:30 a.m. I'll be back tomorrow with trivia. That's right, Amit. Nako saying, watch Squid Game if you like critiques on capitalism. There you go. I know they're making an American version of Squid Game or something. I've never watched Squid Game. I'm so out of the loop. I don't have these streaming services. I don't really give a crap, honestly. I'm not interested in new TV shows. I'm not interested in new movies. I'm not interested in Netflix series. I don't get on these hype things. The only thing I watch that's new is Survivor, and that's it. And the basketball games. That's it. I don't care. But I will definitely check this out at some point, I'm sure, Nako. At some point, I come across things. At some point, I may watch Squid Game in like 20 years from now. But thank you for the heads up on that. And I know there's an American version coming out. Stargate saying, hang on, jumped. No, 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 no. Stargate is saying, of course, Scotty can dress up as Spider-Man. Yeah, of course he can. Hold on, isn't Miles Morales black? Yes, yes. I don't understand why they were bringing this up and talking about this on his stream like that. Like Scotty was the one who said, "Whoa, I can't be Spider-Man because I'm black." He said that. He said that at one point. Those are the words that came out of his mouth. And I'm like, he can be whoever he wants, y'all. That's right. That's right. There's a Spider-Verse, right? A multiverse. And there's like 20 different Spider-Mans, and they're not all white. Hello. Emma was saying, yeah, that's right. There's a black Spider-Man. So Scotty could have been him. It doesn't matter. He could be Peter Parker too. It's so stupid. Let's not get hung up on this. Seriously. Let's not get hung up on this. Is how I feel about it. But he is Frozone instead. Yeah, he can dress up as Spider-Man, of course. Cool Cat saying annual Pascaloween mode. Pascaloween. I like that word. So Cool Cat's getting it done. Pascaloween. So good. So good. All right, let's see. Nako's saying, fun fact, there's more than one black Spider-Man. There's probably a bunch. If anybody knows Spider-Man, it's my friend Gerald. That man used to come over to my house with his Spider-Man hoodie all the time. He has like different Spider-Man hoodies. This guy knows his Spider-Man. Gerald came to my house and he'd be wearing a different Spider-Man hoodie. And they're the cool ones where you flip it over your head, the hood over your eyes, and you can do like the mask. Yeah, Gerald knows his Spider-Man. I'm going to tell you that right now. Yes, he does. Amit's got our starting lineup on blast. There's Dennis, OG, Scotty, Pascal, Jakob, and Darko. I love it. G saying, I like Siakam's energy. I thought he seemed relaxed, to be honest. Maybe I'm just misreading him. He seemed antsy. He seemed nervous. He seemed kind of unsettled. Maybe he was nervous and antsy about his party. And maybe he was like getting ready for that. I don't know. I was reading him weird yesterday. He was kind of playful. He was kind of being a trickster. He was not totally serious. He seemed kind of under duress. Those were the things I read from him, from the interview. You guys are saying he felt like he was relaxed and stuff. I didn't feel that. I felt like he was very like unsettled, like more unsettled than usual, that's what I was reading about him. I don't know. It was weird. Scotty looked like he had been emotional before his interview. Like his cheeks were all red and his nose. And it kind of looked like he had either been crying or he's sick, is what it looked like to me in his interview. So there was weirdness from them, but they were both seemed very positive overall, for sure. Scotty was very positive. What he said was fine. It was just that he had rosy cheeks and a rosy nose. And I'm like, why is his nose all rosy and stuff like that? Is he cold? Is he fighting something? What's going on with Scott is what I'm wondering about that there. Yeah, let's see. David's saying he's certainly happier than he was 3 weeks ago at Media Day. I guess that's a good test of looking at things. I think that's true. Siakam's in a better place than he was on Media Day. Okay, we'll take that. I don't know what it was. You go watch it and kind of look at it in the lens of what I was saying and see, oh, wait, Lex is kind of right. He's kind of like a little too, I don't know. Maybe y'all will just be right. I love Siakam. I think he's fine. It's just, I'm telling y'all, there's a little uncertainty around our team that I can read right now. Some of these guys are saying, yeah, sure, we did this in the preseason, but will this translate to the regular season? Jakob's already saying we're going to have some losses that we have to figure out right away because the regular season is different than the preseason. So we're going to have to see how this goes. Minnesota, the first test, Wednesday night. Come on, bring it. Timberwolves. We'll do that preview on Wednesday morning. That's right. Let's see. MSJ saying money talks with most players sucks, but it's the truth. I just hope we see a good season, but it's a players' league, and that's why it's the team for me, not the player. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Chris. I'm with you on that all around. David saying, haha, how do these people at ESPN still have jobs? Yeah, I can't believe it either. When I went and saw that this morning, I was like, where are they putting us? I'm like, okay, it's an afterthought, and they don't really care. They don't care about putting us down or not being realistic about us. They just like, they want to put up people like the Knicks. They want to put people up like Nick and the Sixers. They want to put them up on blast and put them up high. When they're ignoring us, they're going to find out. Y'all think we're the worst team in the Atlantic Division? You're going to find out, motherfuckers. Yeah, you're going to find out, ESPN. You're going to find out. That's right. Let's see. Kareem saying Pascal is in a good headspace compared to what we witnessed during the team presser last month. Yeah. I don't know what it was. He was just having a hard time concentrating or something. It may be that he was really like thinking about his party a lot. It could very well be. Cool Cat saying, I loved Pascal's interview. I thought he was relaxed and joking with the media. He also praised the focus in Scotty's eyes and his natural talent. Yeah, I really like what he said. In some ways, I just felt like it was like he wasn't being serious. I guess you guys read it as him being relaxed. But in some ways, I don't know. Maybe it was like he's not being serious about things. But now's the time for him to not be too serious. But in like 2 days, he needs to be very serious on Wednesday. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally misreading it and y'all are the other way. It's not that I say anything bad. It's just he seemed like really, I don't know. Watch it again and see what you think and kind of like think about it from my perspective. I think everything he's saying is great, but the energy is weird around him right now. It's just weird. It's just weird. Sue saying, good morning, fellow freaks. Those guys don't need to worry about their stats. They'll all get theirs. They just need to play as a team and they'll all fall in line. That's right. That's part of the trust of this. Y'all can't just be guaranteed like Fred and Pascal were from Nick last year. No, you can't. This year, you got to earn it and you got to go get it. It's not just laid out for you. You got to go carve it out. And if you guys have certain roles going in the season, talk about it with Darko. He's all about listen. One of the things Darko said yesterday, I love. He said, I'm talking to everybody on this team about where they're at in the rotation, in the hierarchy of things. And if the guys are not in the rotation, I'm going to tell them how they can get in the rotation. I know coaches normally do this, but they don't always. In some ways, you got to tell the guys that aren't going to get minutes, well, this is how you can improve and get minutes. And Darko said explicitly yesterday in his interview that with these guys that don't get in the rotation to start the season, he's laid out paths of success for them to try and get to the rotation. So this is good. In some ways, I worried that there's like no hope for guys sitting at the end of the bench in the last couple of years. Well, Darko's given these guys ways that they can get somewhere if they want to, if they achieve. And I like that. I feel like that's really important. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam, and happy for Monday. The fact they rank us so low clearly demonstrates they don't pay attention to what's going on our side, and they haven't kept up on the positive changes. Yeah. No, it's really dumb. It's like I won't even read the copy that Tim Bontemps wrote because it really is kind of just talking about Nick and Fred leaving and nothing else. And it's just dumb. It's just dumb. Like I said, don't even click on it. That's what they said, 24th out of 30. That's all you need to know they said. Seymour saying, it's okay. I like when they doubt us and then we bust their ass like the last 12 seasons. That's pretty accurate. Seymour, you're getting a dunk. Yeah, like the last 12 seasons. It's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate that has happened almost every single season, except for maybe Tampa and last year. Let's see. MSJ saying, my concern with that ESPN ranking is that it signals to be that the NBA itself, the refs, won't be kind to our team, which sucks. Well, we'll see. In some ways, they can only do so much. In some ways, they should probably rank us higher just because, we're going to get held back, but we'll still be better and badass. I like what I saw with Garrett Temple after the game the other night. Like I said, he had a little meeting with Josh Tippin after our preseason game against the Wizards and kind of went over some stuff with them. I don't know what he was saying to them exactly, But if he was doing any kind of politicking for favor to help the Raptors in the eyes of the refs, that will not hurt. That will not hurt, seriously. And it already looks like Darko's much friendlier with the refs. Like he's not going to be yelling at them or making butthole faces at them. Doesn't seem like that's his demeanor. It could be that he's very firm and just very like I feel like this is my rights, and I'm going to stand up for my rights as a coach and my team. And he'll come at them like that instead of being like a whiny, cry, butthole face baby. So let us see. The refs are going to be interesting, and of course, that's my specialty. So this season, we'll be definitely taking a close look, and don't be surprised if we actually get better outcomes from the refs, because maybe Nick was a problem, and the way that he rubbed the refs wrong was actually affecting our whistle. So let's see. This once again, we have a difference, a coach, and we got to see what the difference is with the refs. Yeah. Kareem saying, I need to see Dennis and Pirtle sharpen up a bit on the pick and roll dynamic. Yeah, they were talking about this a lot. The thing I really love is Schroeder's he's like serving it up the way they like it. He went to Siakam said, he's like, Dennis has come and talked to me, and he keeps picking my mind about how I like to catch the ball, how I like to get things this way. So Dennis is actively fine tuning and crafting specifically for each of the individual other Raptors. And as Darko said, this is the tough part for Dennis, is that he, out of everybody that's starting for us, everybody who's in a main role for us, he has to learn everybody because he's never played with anyone on our team. So in some ways, the learning curve for Dennis is going to be very interesting, because it may be early in the season, he may not be connecting as well with guys because he's still learning them. But as the season goes on, you're going to see Dennis get way better chemistry with them, and it's going to be a lot more connected in good ways. So bear with him. You got to understand this. The Dennis is the one guy on the team that has never played with any of the other guys, and there will be some learning through that needs to be tough at times. But he's asking these guys questions, and he's actively listening and talking to them and figuring out how they like it served. So hopefully it'll be not too bad. It won't be too bad, but that's important. That's really important. And that is going to be a part of maybe what is going to make it hard for us, is Dennis not being totally familiar with the guys as much as the other guys are with each other. These guys have all played with each other. Even Pirtle coming last season, he has a lot of connective history with Siakam for sure, and other people. So let's see. Sue is here. Good to see Sue. David's saying at MSJ, that's true, but Darko, Schroeder, and Temple will help a lot with that. I hope so. The higher, that's another reason why you want a higher vet contingency on your team. If you're young, there's no respect. That's why I don't believe in somebody like Oklahoma City. Those refs have no respect for any of them. Maybe SGA, but otherwise, who do they don't know them. They're Johnny come latelys, new guys, and they have no body of work of working with them or talking to them over years. Thad Young, Garrett Temple, Otto Porter Jr., Dennis Schroeder. These guys have relationships with a lot of these refs already, and they carry over. And in some ways, they know how to talk to them. So there's another reason why having refs on vets on your team is good. It's good with the refs. It's good with the refs. Trust me. In some ways, Thad isn't the right vet with the refs. In some ways, he couldn't do it right. But I have a feeling Dennis and Garrett, those guys can do it right with the refs in a different level. Sue saying Tim Bontemps is a knob. Yes. Sue, you're getting a dunk for that. You know what? Sue's not even on the list. This is ridiculous. We're going to put Sue on the list, and Sue is getting her first ever dunk today for calling Tim Bontemps a knob. Yeah, that's a good dunk right there. I like it. Fiercely saying, I agree with Nako. Pascal was giddy in the interview, not his usual self. Maybe I was misreading his giddy behavior as unsettled and not totally happy. He was weird to me. And maybe I'm misreading positive energy as kind of unsettled, weird energy. I think that's what it is. It may be that he was very excited and I misread it because he's just really shifty. I'm looking at physical tells. I'm looking at what he's talking about. In some ways, he was being so playful that he wasn't taking things seriously. And that kind of bugged me. But maybe it's because Sunday was a fun day because it's Halloween day. And that he was already in that mode. This isn't the regular season mode. This isn't a game day. We haven't started the regular season. Let me have my fun a little bit before the season, Lex. Okay, Siakam. All right. Maybe I misread you. All right. No, that could make sense. That could make sense right there. Cool Cat saying, I like that Pascal kept it positive on Gary, even though he wants to start. He stressed it's the minutes that count, and that Gary worked hard this summer. Yeah, thank you for bringing this up, Cool Cat. Yeah, this really struck me too. And Siakam has the right statement, and it's the same thing that Gary thinks himself. And this is the thing the press needs to get. And I love that Siakam took a stand. It's like y'all been asking this leadership question so much lately. I feel like y'all ask this every single time. Come on, y'all. Just stop, please. Good stuff in those areas. Yeah, standing up for Gary, and he's exactly right. Who cares if he starts or not? He's going to get those minutes. It doesn't matter. He's going to get the minutes. He's going to get the points. It doesn't matter if he starts or not. And so Josh Lewenberg only cares about whether he starts or not, or press people or casuals. I don't care if Gary starts or not. Gary doesn't care if he starts or not. Pascal doesn't care if he starts or not. In some ways, he's better off on the bench, and he's a really good six man. So, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Top saying, I thought Pascal was a bit defensive in the interview after certain questions, but he's been more defensive since media day. Overall, it's the happiest I've seen Pascal this year in an interview. Okay, you guys read him better than me, I guess, in this one. It could be that I really did just see a nervous energy because of the party, and that's it. Let's see. Cool Cat saying, overall, Pascal projected positive vibes on the team and that they are ready to go and just keep learning and continuing to get better and better by game. Yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Everything he said was great, even if he was kind of playful and kind of like not totally direct at times and a little agitated. Everything he said was great. I'm going by the way he was carrying himself, the kind of way he was smiling, very like, I know that looks like a very happy smile, but also sometimes those smiles are kind of masking something. And I don't know. I'm going to go with what you guys are saying. I didn't mean to characterize Siakam as anything other than like, all right, he said really nice, positive things, but his energy was weird, is all I meant to say. I'm not saying his energy was bad. I'm just saying his energy is different. I guess I should have said different. And y'all are filling in the blanks and saying, well, it was because he's like playful and being kind of having fun. Okay, I get it. Fiercely saying, I don't bite. I thought you were going to say Embiid came to the party disguised as a clown. I'm going to give dunks today to people that are putting people down. So I'm going to give a dunk to Dana for that one. Or no, Fiercey. That's Fiercey. Sorry. Fiercey said that. All right, there you go. Fiercey saw Sarah getting a dunk for that. That's hilarious. Cool Cat saying also, Darko said the same thing about the team getting better each game as well. Well, that really is part of his plan, is that like it's a work in progress, 110% every day. Come in and work hard and get the gains little by little all day and every day. And let's see where we're at around April. Let's see where the team's at around April and May. Yeah, that's the philosophy. That's it. Yeah, Cowboy. Let's see. David's saying he doesn't need a disguise for that, Fiercey. He simply shows up and opens his mouth. Absolute moron of a human being, that tool. See, I expect this from David. So when I hear it from other people on this chat, that's awesome. But yeah, he's right. He doesn't need a clown suit. He's just a clown. Cowboy's saying, did the whole team go? I think so. It looks like most of them were there. I think if you didn't go to that party, it'd be sad. Like, it'd be like, my whole teammates are at Casa Loma having a party with Siakam, and I'm not there. They're all invited, so they all better be there. It may be something like, Siakam's like, well, man, they didn't show up. And I'm like upset about that. We don't need any of those kind of vibes. Even if they just came in and stopped for a second and said hi and said hello, waved around, and then left, I'm sure at least everybody came. I'm sure they did. We saw most of them in the pictures. MSJ saying, David, hope so. We know the NBA is a business, and the Raptors ain't the best business for them. And so ESPN super low rankings, weird, but I do see it that Pascal just dislikes the media. Yeah, I mean, it is whatever. They have no interest in propping us up. And once again, whatever, make some money is what I'm saying. Go make some money, and we'll just prove them wrong. Once again, we'll see where we're at. 24th in the whole entire league. That's ridiculous. They're really being lazy. They're really, really being lazy. People like Isaiah Thomas, Reggie Miller, the scouts that have seen us already, they know they're wrong. They know they're wrong. And they probably laugh at that. They're like, oh my gosh, they have the Raptors so low. That is not what I saw when I saw them play Vancouver against the Kings. That is not what I saw when I was in Toronto on Friday when they played the Wizards. It's going to be like that. Yeah, they're going to be like that. It's crazy. Let's see. David's saying, I don't know, but I hope they dummied Joel. Country Kong saying, good morning, Raptors freaks. Lex, Siakam's interview was interesting, but by the end of it, I really enjoyed it. I feel like he's showing us a different, more authentic side. He's like Kyle with the media. Yeah, he's a less reserved. and he's willing to be a little bit more unprofessional because he can probably get away with it in certain ways. I think you're right. This is how I felt too. I think my first impression of the interview was like, what's going on here? But by the end of it, I was like, okay, that was a good interview. That is kind of how I felt because the stuff he said about Scotty, the stuff he said about Precious and Gary, very, very good stuff. Very, very good stuff. G saying that was actually probably my favorite Pascal interview. Really? Yeah, I don't know. In some ways, I guess maybe his energy was rubbing me the wrong way. I don't know. So interesting how people can interpret things differently. To me, he seemed happy, but trying to keep it professional and watching his words. All right. All right. This is good. We're getting a more fleshed out kind of idea of it. Maybe this is one of the weirdest Siakam interviews ever. This is what's going on here. Stargate saying ESPN has to say this as a TV station. The Raptors don't bring in as many US-based advertisers as would other teams. It's a business tactic. Remember, ESPN cannot show Tim Hortons in Bank of Montreal ads. I get this, but in some ways, if they're really journalists, if they're really like the person who wears the press thing in their head and they have like integrity, they don't lie to people. They don't just make bullshit up just for business decisions. And that's some ways that opens a light shines on how the media is manipulating or doing things that's not true. Like they don't base their reality on truth or it's reporting the facts. Instead, they're basing what they're doing on money and bottom line. Well, that says a lot about journalistic integrity at ESPN, that there is none. I already knew that because of the stupid tabloid kind of way they report stuff at this point. At one point, like there was some change between SportsCenter of the 80s and 90s to the SportsCenter it is today, which is more like TMZ. When did y'all become like not like George Michael's Sports Machine or like old great TV sports highlight shows like George Michael's Sports Machine? Y'all became like fucking TMZ. And when did that happen? When did it go from Charlie Steiner behind a desk with Stuart Scott and telling us the sports news to what the pile of shit that ESPN is at this point right now? When did this happen? When did y'all go so far and so low to be such a shit channel and network? I used to love ESPN so much when I was younger in my young adulthood. And now I'm like, this is a waste of my time. There's nothing on it. There's redeeming qualities. If you want to go on there and just kiss the ass of the Lakers and Celtics and specific NBA players, then you go to ESPN. Have your little teeny bopper, Scott Baio. I love this this Jason Tatum. He's so cute. And his son Deuce is so cute. Well, you want that kind of bullshit and that kind of fandom? Okay. ESPN, you suck. And yeah, it is what it is. Whatever. They're making their decisions on how they list people on money decisions because of that. Then whatever. They have no journalistic integrity. They should be telling the truth. They should be looking at these teams a little closer, doing their damn job. Seriously, half of them don't do their damn job. The TNT guys don't. Shaq doesn't know jack shit about most of the players in the league. They don't do their job. They don't do their research. They don't look at stuff anymore. It used to be there were 30 teams. And people had to go and look at each team and really do their job. No, they don't even do that. They say, oh, Toronto. All right, just mark them down. I didn't look at them. Did you watch them play? Did you go see them? Have you seen Scotty recently? No. I just going by what I know. They suck. They lost their coach, so they suck. Okay. Did you actually go fucking look at them, though? No, you didn't. I know you didn't, you fucks. I know you didn't come look at us. Seymour saying the world is super racist. It's been like that forever. It will never change. Look at the Palestinians getting killed. Nobody helping them. Shit will never change. All we can do is be a better person. Ooh, that's a tough comment. In some ways, listen, we got to do this, Seymour. In some ways, it has changed. In some ways, it's a lot different than it was before. You can't say that's totally true because in some ways, there's something interesting happening about this conflict in Israel right now. I'm going to tell you this right now. The bad guys are actually being outed as the bad guys. And that is the imperialistic, Zionistic stance, that eradication and genocide of the Palestinians. That's the evil side. That is the side that is just as evil as the Nazis trying to do the same thing to the Jewish people in World War II. It's the exact same action. It's the exact same people. It's the exact same evil. And that's the fucked up thing. It's like, what? Just because the Nazis try to genocide y'all, you get to genocide the Palestinians? That's messed up. And the great thing about social media in the world today is we're not buying it anymore. They could have covered this up with the TV and the news the way it was 20 years ago, before the internet was such a huge part of people getting their information, but they can't anymore. And the moralistic thing that's going on right now is awful because, and this is the thing, it's not even the Jewish people are for this. They hate this too. They hate this. There's hardline, fucked up, conservative Jewish people led by Ben Netanyahu that are all behind this. This is a great thing. There's going to be justice from this. Seymour, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to predict this right now. Benjamin Netanyahu is going to go to jail for war crimes for what has happened right now. They're going to try and act like he didn't do nothing, and Biden and Trudeau and all them can stand beside him. But when everything comes out at the end, this man is going to go to jail for war crimes, just like a Hitler would have. Because in some ways, Benjamin Netanyahu is just like Hitler right now, y'all. And the Jewish people that think I'm crazy for saying that, that's the damn truth. It's like, look, I know there's tons of good Jewish people in the world. I don't hate Jewish people. I think the Jewish people are fantastic people. But there are hardline, very fundamentalist Jewish people in charge of Israel right now that want to do genocide. And there's a lot of Jewish people around the world that do not agree, that are very much against what Netanyahu's doing. And in some ways, the war machine of Biden and the contractors, and then we'll make that money, they're all about it. And because they're disgusting war pigs that are opportunists and will make money off of that. Now, see, this is a crazy thing. They can't hide the truth of what's happening there. They can try and put their bullshit all over mass media and say this is justified, but it isn't. And everybody understands that it isn't. So they're in trouble. You may act like it seems like they're not going to get in trouble, but there's going to be trouble down the road because Amnesty International, UN, most of the world can see the truth about what's happening there right now. And there will be repercussions. In the past, they could have hid this shit and they would have got away with it. But watch. I'm going to tell you right now, Seymour Pape, the world is changing and something will get done about this. It may take a while, but it could be like 20 or 30 years from now. You're going to see justice for what happened recently in Palestine. You are. Seriously, I'm going to tell you that right now. And people be like, well, what side are you on, Lex? Well, I'm on the side of life. I'm on the side of peace. I'm on the side of innocent people. And Hamas attacking, that's fucked up. And I denounce that. And I say that's fucked up and bad. And sure, yeah, you should have the right to protect yourself, but this is overkill. And you know that. You know that. You know this is overkill. And so I will say this every single time, 2 wrongs don't make a right. And honestly, holy crap, there's so many things that Israel does that is wrong. Let me just put it that way. And I don't just blindly follow the state of Israel. Fuck that shit. In a lot of ways, it's a messed up like experiment that maybe should have never happened. Honestly, is what I'm saying right now. So yeah, I Seymour, I can see where you're very cynical right now, but I have hope actually about this, and that there will be justice for the Palestinian people eventually. But it may not be now. And you see, they get 90-year-old Nazis from Canada and extraditing them back because of this bullshit that we did with our government recently. It was so fucked up and stupid. Yeah, they're going to pay for it at some point. Trust me. Now, the money and everybody hiding it, the imperialism of it may put it off for a while, but eventually people will come to justice. Trust me, they will. And listen, we can't be cynical. This is what they want, because when we're cynical, we'll fall in line and take the status quo as it is. Don't be cynical. Understand the changes are there. And each one of us, you, Seymour, myself, we have a butterfly effect. And there are things that are happening in this world that are different than you used to. Social media allows for it. And the people sharing the damn truth instead of falling in with the media's lies about what's happening right now will get us there. Watch. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I love you, Seymour. And getting a little deep on that today. And, listen, those opinions are my own opinions. They reflect my own views. And you do not have to agree with them. And I love you if you love the Raptors. But this is how I feel. And I got to be me. That's it. Yeah. David's saying, wouldn't the best business tactic be to talk up every team and emphasize how superior the product is because everyone is so good? Instead, they just talk about Joel and a select few. Who's interested in that? This is exactly right. David is exactly right. This used to be what they used to do. It didn't matter if you were the Minnesota Timberwolves expansion team in the early 90s and you had no hope with Tim Kempton and Scott Roth and Sam Mitchell. No, it didn't matter that you had that team. They talked about you guys being good and wanting people to come buy tickets and go to the game. In fact, this is one of the stupidest things that Adam Silver's done is not do what you're saying because they would make more money. There'd be more interest in the markets. And when you do this, it does kind of hurt your product. It hurts the product in small markets. It hurts the product. You ignore those teams, they have trouble and they have to do more of the revenue sharing and be bailed out. You want health for all 30 of your teams in the NBA, Adam Silver? You need to do a different way of how you present them. And it may be that you need to go talk to Disney. You need to go talk to ABC. You need to go talk to ESPN, TNT, all the fucking different idiots you got covering, and tell them that they need to change their style. No more favorites like this way with the Lakers and Celtics. Sure, show them more because people want to see them more because there's more of their fans or whatever. Sure, but don't put down the other teams to prop those teams up and start covering them fairly and for real. They did this. I saw how they did it with David Stern when he was in charge, and they were able to do this. Teams that had really not a whole lot of chance, they were still able to garner enthusiasm for these teams, and people tried to show up and come to games. So yeah, David, you're exactly right. It's a bad business model. And in some ways, Adam Silver is running the NBA like Elon runs Twitter. Let's just put it that way. Evelyn's saying, just dropping by to say good morning, Raptor Freak family. Good morning to you, Evelyn. That's right. Seymour saying, duh, man, was my favorite in New Jack City. Duh, man. Isn't that what is it? Pookie? Chris Rock is playing the crack addict in the alleyway. That was a great performance by Chris Rock. In fact, that was one of the first things he did that really got him interest in being a movie star and putting him in more movies was the serious role that he played in New Jack City. It was really good. It was really, really good. Let's see. Infamous is saying, I like that era of movies as well. King of New York is one of my favorites as well. There you go, Infamous. 100%. Don't forget New Jersey Drive. There you go. Infamous saying the soundtrack to New Jack City is what, hang on, it jumped ahead. The soundtrack to New Jack City is what, wow, I hate that, is what made it special as well. Yeah. Ice-T, that theme song, OG Original Gangster was one of Ice-T's greatest albums ever. And New Jack Hustler was on that album. And it is it's a very frenetic, fast-paced song. And I love the loop on it. And then his delivery, Hustler. Oh man, ooh, it's so good. Man, I might have to listen to that album again today. There's a couple of songs on that album that are very good. Killing Fields, Escape the Killing Fields, all kinds of stuff. The Tower. Oh man. So Ice-T was really making good music around that time. It really, really was. Cool Cat saying, off to a meeting. We'll be back and fall behind. Bummer. I'm sorry, Cool Cat, but at least it's taped, unlike Scotty's Twitch, and you can watch it later. Cool Cat saying, love that U.S. media rank us low and we show them up. Yeah, they keep hovering around our players like Pascal, and yet they keep hovering around them like Pascal and OG wanting them. Yeah, it's such the worst gaslighting ever. The Raptors get gaslighted by the whole U.S. media constantly. And it's a really good example of what gaslighting is. Seriously. Adam Silver, stop gaslighting the Raptors. Seriously, bro. Seriously. David's saying, watch the rest at 1.5 speed. I did that yesterday. It's absolutely hilarious. I'm telling you, you may want to watch it always that way, David. I'm very good fast. Let's just put it that way. Fiercely saying, Steven Adams is a big piece for the Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson Jr., a.k.a. fake defensive player of the year, is not him. Ja missed in the first 25 games. Good luck, Grizzlies. Yeah, it doesn't look good for Grizzlies right now in some ways. In some ways, Darko coming to our team may be like, hey, this is good. No more Ja Morant issues and, this stuff. In some ways, I feel bad for Tom Duke. He's got Steven Adams on his fantasy team. This is part of the reason why I wanted to do the draft so early, because I knew these kind of developments would happen. And it's just kind of part of the game, part of the luck of the draw. And it sucks because in some ways I get it. I agree with you. JJJ is a fake defensive player of the year, just like the fake MVP. They're both fakes as far as I'm concerned. That's right. They have a weird defensive player ranking on ESPN once again, and they have OG ranked as the 13th best defender in the NBA. See, that's enough that you need to know. They think that they have 10 better defenders in the NBA than OG. You fucking idiots. You have him 13th in the NBA as a defensive player overall. Man, y'all are so fucked. Seriously. Oh my God. It's all part of the campaign to make sure we don't get awards. So, Scotty getting Rookie of the Year, Pascal getting All NBA, OG getting All Defensive Team, second team. These are huge accomplishments with what they're working against, the media machine. I'm going to tell you that right now. Seymour saying, whoever said watch Parasite, thank you for wasting 2 hours and 20 minutes of my day. Just joking. It was 5 out of 10 for me. You know what, Seymour? You get another dunk because that's just silly. That's just silly. I thought that was going somewhere. Whoever said watch Parasite, thank you for wasting my life. That's funny. Name was saying, bro, you can be whoever you want. If you're green, blue, or red, dumbest crap I've ever heard. I know. Who's trying to control people, telling people what they can and can't be? I'm sick of this. I don't care if it's trans. I don't care if it's Halloween costume. Stop telling people what they can and can't be. Let people live their life and be who they want to be. That's what I'm saying. Kareem saying, I guess it would have been too controversial if someone dressed as Pookie, the greatest chase in film history. Yeah, somebody did that. Chris Rock character from New Jack City. It's not like the Raptors got together and said, let's just do all the characters from New Jack City and show up. But it's funny on the poster that Pascal put out where he looks exactly like Wesley Snipes. In fact, when I saw that poster at first, I was like, that's Wesley Snipes. No, wait, that's Siakam. You could tell in Siakam's face. He's got the 3 rookies in the corner as Mario Van Peebles, Ice-T, and Judd Nelson. And it's Marquise and Grady and Mogi. And it's hilarious because their faces are just kind of like put over those characters in the corner. It's hilarious that Siakam did that. He's like, who we gonna put in the corner? Let's put the rookies down there. I'm sure Marquise got a kick out of it. It's not a totally good Photoshop job as far as like putting the heads over the bodies, but it looks cool. It looks cool. I love that movie poster, the New Jack City movie poster there. But yeah, who would have been Pookie? Who would have dressed up as Pookie, Kareem? Trevor's saying James Harden is playing Spider-Man right now, spreading his web all over the Sixers. Ha ha! Yes, James, do your thing. David's saying, Lex, I think part of it is it's been a long summer and these idiots ask stupid questions and write silly articles. I think we also need to keep in mind that these guys practice hard, taking 5 minutes to do it. Taking 3 minutes to do an interview won't slow your adrenaline down that much. They always seem a bit wired if they've been working hard. I may be misinterpreting a Red Bull high. Maybe Siakam got off the court and he downed a Red Bull and then he went right into that interview and he's just all on the Red Bull. He's got wings is what's happening there. I don't know. It could be a lot of different things. I like that y'all got good vibes from him. In some ways, I got weird vibes. I'm not saying they're bad vibes. I'm just saying I got weird vibes from him. I'm not saying that they were bad. But yeah, you're right. And these idiots, they're not creative enough to come up with new questions. They're not looking at things as deeply as I am to come up with the new questions. Some of them are good. Like Samson, he asks good basketball questions. Savannah asks good personal interest questions. But a lot of these guys are asked the same damn leadership questions and this question and that question. Yeah, they have no originality. I'm telling you, if I went down there, I would be asking people like, Scotty, what made you decide to wear Frozone at the Halloween party? Why did you pick Frozone in the end? He's like, you guys want to know that answer, don't you? See, me and Jake's takes. You just let us go down there. We'll take care of all the questions and we'll get the right answers. Trust me, we will. That's right. Let's see, Alan Tam saying, yada, 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 yada. Okay, Seinfeld. Bam, son. Bam. Cowboys got Darko on blast. That's right. Captain Jack Darko. That's right. Who is you, Alan? Alan's our guy. We love Alan Tam. I picture Alan like he's in the chat. He just comes in real quick and he says, bam, son, and he leaves. He's kind of got like a catchphrase. He's kind of like Emeril Lagasse. Yeah, bam, son. Cowboys saying, who's after Kareem on the dunk list? Well, Bradley, I listed it in the community. You can go look at the updated stats. The 3 that are tied at 26 are Isaac, Tom, and Seymour. But Seymour has pulled ahead with 2 dunks today. So he's at 28 now. So, yeah, he's got 2 dunks today. Let's see. David's saying, I don't know, but if Allen keeps chirping, he's going to get dunked. Allen's awesome. Allen's got a dunk. I like Alan Tam. Come on, David. Don't be a hater just because he's got his own gimmick. It's a gimmick. Bam, son. And I ain't got no problem with his bams. He's a good Raptors fan. Kenrick's here. Good to see Kenrick Chronic Art James. He's a tattoo artist, y'all. And if y'all need any kind of tattoos done in the greater Toronto area, look up Kenrick James. He's a very talented artist. And he can also do just art commission for you if you'd like that too. So please, if you need any kind of artistic endeavor, you can get it commissioned by Kenrick James. He's saying, been watching for Darko and the refs, and they seem to smile around him when he's talking to them. Yeah, he's been watching what I've kind of been watching too. He has a good demeanor with the reps. I've not seen him get huffy with them. I've not seen him have bad faces. I can see him being very direct and matter of fact and saying, listen, you're going to call that down there. Why don't you call it here? And just say it. And the rest are like, oh, your demeanor is very respectful. I'm going to listen to you. You know, it could be like that. Seriously, you're not yelling at me with a butthole face? Okay, I might actually listen to you. Seriously, it's like that. Cowboys saying alley oop for David. All right, you want an alley oop to David? Let's see. David is got 16 dunks at this point. You're at 16, David. I know he's going to get competitive about this now. So we're going to have to see. David's going to be writing all kinds of crazy shit in here now. It's Nick Nurse. Okay. Kareem saying, do y'all think Scotty's come up will affect Pascal's numbers to make all NBA? It's kind of a gift and a curse, but at the same time, we get more wins and Raptors save money on contracts. This is what I'm saying. In some ways, we need to think about team-oriented goals. We need to think about wins, the playoffs. We need to think about what is winning basketball. In some ways, the big problem last year was we had too much stuff that didn't add up to winning basketball that was getting in the way. And then maybe contract problems, contract thinking, that kind of stuff. So the selfishness that Masai said needs to go away is a part of what Kareem's talking about right here. And if Scotty's going to get a bigger piece of the pie, he's going to score more, he's going to look better. But Siakam can look better too. And they brought that up in the interview yesterday. Your assist numbers are up so far this preseason. And, he should be happy about that. I'm telling you, if Siakam's smart, he's going to go the Luka Doncic, LeBron James route and be an all-around good stat stuffing player. You get all the stats. One night you may not score a whole lot, Siakam, but you may have like 15 rebounds and 8 assists. So I have no problem with whatever happens to lead up to that. I don't give a shit. And if any of them are worried about their own individual shit over that, then there's a problem. A couple of them already said stuff about that's where they're orienting themselves. OG specifically, in his interview the other day, he said, I don't care about anything other than winning. I don't care about my stats. I don't care about anything because he knows he's going to do things defensively. And once again, him and Scott have both said, if we win, everything will work out for individual accolades. We will get defensive player awards. We will get more shine from the league if we're winning. We will get more respect. We will get more propaganda that isn't so fucked up from ESPN about us. So, yeah, that's the way it is. That's the way it's got to be. And in some ways, they got to do it the way Darko wants them to. And they can't do it the old way they used to. That's why they have reservations. David's saying, can we do a Share the Love Club for Doughton on Saturday? We've already done a Jeffrey Doughton Jr. Share the Love Club. We did one earlier this summer, David. So Jeffrey's gotten his Share the Love Club. If you want to go and reminisce about it, go watch it. That's what I'll say. I'm not doing them twice. Once we do somebody for Share the Love Club, they're done. We're not going to do them again. Scotty's never going to get another Share the Love Club. Well, maybe he could get another one at some point. But in a lot of ways, we've already done the Share the Love Club for Jeffrey, and it's passed. I'm sorry. David's saying at Kareem, there is no reason why both of them can't have all NBA type stats this season. I agree. And they will. I really do think they will. It's already showing the signs that they're both going to be like that. Yeah, Cowboys saying he's got a good idea. Wayne's saying in season, that's going to be an early test for teams. Way too early to be peaking, but we'll see team cohesion. Pascal's interview was dynamic because he was comfortable. No hmms, very good. Okay, I love that y'all have such a positive reading into it all. I'm going to amend everything I said about it earlier, and I'll just go with you guys. I'll go with the company line. And I'm fine with it because that's the good line. That's the positive Raptors freak thinking. And in some ways, maybe I shouldn't have been so negative about Siakam's fidgety playfulness after in the interview yesterday. Yeah. Kareem saying agreed at David. Monique saying did more research on Omari Moore and an Exhibit 10 day and joined the 905. Okay, yeah, we got a new player yesterday in the middle of everything. I brought this up. I posted it in the chat. And I haven't brought it up yet today. So this is kind of crazy. Basically, we got this guy named Omari Omari Price. We signed him. Okay, so Mo's got more with Omari Moore or something. Let's see. Hang on. Let me read this exactly what the release was. The Raptors say they have signed former San Jose State guard Omari Moore, who was recently waived by the Bucks. Omari Moore was born and raised in Pasadena, California, and graduated from Pasadena High School in 2018. He averaged 7 points per game during his senior season. Moore opted to enroll at Middlebrooks Academy, Los Angeles for a postgraduate year, where he averaged 20 points and 6 assists per game. He committed to play basketball at San Jose State. So this is another California guy. He's a guard, which is interesting. And he's going to be a 905er. Yeah, we signed him for a 10-day exhibit 10, and then boom, he's going to the 905 again. So another one of these guys. But yeah, it kind of slipped through the cracks. I totally forgot about him. Thank you, Monique, for bringing up Omari, another new Raptor, a Raptors 905er. And my brother's here, guys. What's up, brother? What's up, Karl Otts? Good to see you. I hope the weather is nice in Atlanta. I know that Harry had a baseball game last night, and the folks came and watched him play. Hopefully he won. I've heard he's been playing catcher lately, and he's got a really good arm to throw people out at second. So I like that, Karl. Good stuff with my nephew, and good things going on down there. I miss you guys, and I love you guys, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys for Christmas here in the 416. Yeah, it's too bad you guys can't get here in time to go to the Utah Jazz game the day you guys arrive. If we could make that work, that'd be awesome. But I'm not going to try and make that happen just because I know it's a time crunch. Y'all get off the plane and go straight to the arena to go to the game. But unfortunately, it's the only Raptors home game while y'all are in town. So it's the only way it would happen if we're going to go. But I don't think it'll happen this trip. But I do want to go to a Raptors game with you guys at some point. At some point, even I'll come down to Atlanta and go to a Hawks game with you guys or something. Wayne Stranger saying, Lex, up on the dunks. Like the Raptors, you got to earn your minutes. Yes, you were reading what wasn't there with Siakam's interview. He was confident and assured. All right. In some ways, I read the physical more than the what was said, and that may have been what screwed me up right there. I think it was that. I was reading his physical body and his fidgetiness, and I maybe should have just listened to him. Yeah, Wayne's saying it should be a layup on dunks. Too many. I mean, I don't mind this, and it's part of the fun of the channel. But, in some ways, Bradley was throwing way too many alley-oops the other day, for sure. Fiercely saying that Cowboy, laugh out loud in relation to Mbozo not needing a disguise. Yeah, I agree with this. Shaq Lindsay saying this year's going to have a humbling effect on Pascal. He's got to understand that Scotty's a gem. Last year, he probably didn't see it. Plus, Fred was the little devil on his right shoulder. I mean, I don't think that Siakam's going to have to be humbled, though. I think that in some ways, like Darko keeps saying, the cream rises to the top. And the quality of him is going to get what he gets, no matter what. It's just that it may not be so much scoring. It may be just other stuff and other areas of his game get further development and more well-rounded. So I don't think he'll be a worse player. In fact, I think his stats will look better this year than they did last year. And he's going to be able to do it without wearing his body down so much either. So there's a lot of good things on the horizon for Siakam. It's just he's got to buy in and trust and go with the flow is what I'm saying. Yeah. Wayne's saying Raptors suck. FanDuel gave me 10 over on the Raptors. Raptors suck. But 365 gave me 10 over on the Raptors. Raptors suck. Shh. Wayne's getting his bets placed as he's continuing to put out the propaganda while he makes some money. Yeah. Cowboys saying Karl's in the house. Alley-oop. You want me to give an alley-oop to my brother? All right, Karl. Karl is getting an alley-oop. His first ever alley-oop. My brother has made like maybe 3 statements on this channel over the years, and he's got a dunk. He's got a very high dunk percentage is what we'll put it there. He's got a very high comment to dunk percentage. Let's see what else he's saying. It's the same ESPN crap in college football. Some are saying that Alabama will be in the playoffs. BS. Look at this. Karl is getting in the SEC fight. Of course, he lives in Atlanta, and the team that they root for around that area is the Georgia Bulldogs. And he has a lot of friends that are big Bulldogs fans. I think he's a fan himself to a degree, just from being a Georgia resident for a while. And they hate Alabama and Nick Saban down there. Yeah, that's one of those teams. In college football, Alabama is like the Lakers in the NBA. They just get their horn tooted so often and just so crazy and overcovered and just acting like the cat's meow no matter what. I hate Roll Tide. I've never liked Alabama's team. I was always like, I remember as a Witcher, it was like Auburn. Yeah, I was an Auburn fan. If it was ever Auburn versus Alabama, I was always Auburn. And if it's Georgia against Alabama, I'm Georgia. If it's even the Gators, I hate the Gators. I will pick the Florida Gators over the Alabama Crimson Tide. Also, yeah. It's a good example. Alabama gets that boost from ESPN. Yeah, that boost. Wayne's saying true statement on the Middle East, Lex. That's all I will say. That's what I hope. If there's any justice in this world, if there's anything good for humanity, the wrongs will be righted from what has happened recently. I'm telling you, when you use white phosphorus, that's a war crime. That's a war crime. It's outlawed by amnesty. Nobody should be using this. Hussein did that shit. Saddam Hussein did that shit a long time ago. He got charged with war crimes. Well, why wouldn't Netanyahu? Because it's the same damn shit. It's inhumane. It's barbaric. It's fucked up. It's a war against humanity. And there should be a war tribunal crime for this Netanyahu. He needs to go and face the music someday for his barbaric, massive attack on tons of lives that are innocent. They're innocent. I'm sorry. They're not all Hamas. They are not. They just are trying to have a life. That's all they're trying to do. They're not trying to come and mess with y'all. They're just trying to have a life somewhere, somehow. Randolph's here. Good to see Randolph Phillips. Blessings, beloved Raptor Freaks, most informative gang. Good morning. Lex, he who shall not be named, admitted to being a jerk after looking back on streams last year. Promised to learn and improve. That's interesting, Randolph, that Robert has decided that he has been a jerk. Well, it's good. I applaud personal growth and stuff like that. Go a little further, Robert. And let's think about your mindset and how you think through things and whether you have a positive thought process or a negative thought process. When you come up with your stream ideas, could you please think about whether they're constructive or destructive? And then maybe go in those directions with the constructive, the positive, and the building up instead of the tearing down. Your recent campaigns against Dennis Schroeder and Pascal Siakam are silly and messed up. And in some ways, you turn off your audience by being so negative and pessimistic. If we can change you and get you to be a more happy person, your life will be so much better, bro. And hey, listen, if you have foresight and you can look back and see how you're full of shit, well, keep going in that direction. It's the right one, Robert. It's the right one. Yeah, GMA G84, good to see you. Let's see what else you guys are saying here in the chat this morning. Wayne's saying being an Israeli doesn't mean you're Jewish and vice versa. Exactly. I know that there's so many different denominations and just different Jewish faiths, different ones, Orthodox, unorthodox, there's all kinds of different ones. And the specific Israeli state with Netanyahu in charge is not totally the common Jewish perception of how people feel around the world. It really isn't. Most people that are Jewish are not barbaric like Netanyahu. And these are very, very clear distinctions that need to be made. Because in some ways, it's not right on either side. There's people protesting here in Toronto that are pro-Palestine, that are targeting hate crimes towards Jewish people in general here. That's fucked up. You shouldn't be doing that. These people, you don't know whether they're Netanyahu supporters or not. They could very well be on your side and helping from their side of things inside against Netanyahu in his barbaric war crimes. So, listen, don't just blindly say, I hate all Jewish people, or I just blindly hate all Arab people and Palestinian people. That's part of the problem here, is there's too much broad stroke whitewashing across everything. And there's so many specifics about this, whether you're just an average Palestinian young girl that just lives in the city that had nothing to do with anything. And all of a sudden you have some physical deformities because you got sprayed with white phosphorus. Yeah. Or, if you're in the streets with a Palestinian flag and you're throwing rocks at a Jewish deli downtown, yeah, you're fucked up too. So there's a lot of wrong people on both sides. It's just do right yourself and be a better person is what we're saying here. Yeah, that's right. Shaq Lindsay saying, I agree. It's one thing to fight a war with Palestine, but to start a war with Islam, like it's starting another world war. That's part of the thing that worries me about this also. And that's why us sane people, us people for peace and not the war pigs, the people that will drive this to happen, need to rise up and take these fuckers out. These greedy ass motherfuckers that want to make money off of the blood and misery of masses of people dying. That's all this is a war machine. Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath sang about this in War Pigs. You listen to that song, and that is damn truth. Has always been the truth. They sang it about what? Vietnam in the 70s. They sang about in Korea. Well, it's the same shit. Iraq, Afghanistan. It's the same shit. Even Ukraine. There's a lot of the same kind of bullshit going on in these kind of situations. And Biden and his military contractor friends here in the U.S. they see money, and in some ways that's gross. And they are complicit and accomplices. If they start sending a bunch of war stuff over there to help the Israelis in this kind of fight and this kind of thing, in some ways, the blood is on their hands too. So it's a messed up way to make money. The people that think this is a business model to make money, you are fucked up. And honestly, in some ways, you guys get generational karma to your families forever for this kind of shit. I'm telling you, the ancestors of the people that you come and genocide with your weapons like this, they're in the world, in the spirit world. And there is a lot of energy out there that will get you in the real world eventually, and your ancestors and people too. If you make this money off of it, yeah, this is part of the reason why, because you're fucked up the way you made your money. That's right. Sue's saying maybe there are still more Lakers Celtics fans because ESPN keeps pumping them up. Just because they were top with fans doesn't mean they always will be. They barely pump up Jokic, and he blew all the boyfriends off the court last year. This is a great point by Sue. In some ways, it's fucked up how they're not giving any shine to the Nuggets for their championship going in the season. They're putting everybody else on blast. Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, the Lakers. Well, the Nuggets are the champs. Why aren't you putting them on blast? See, it's all calculated. In some ways, it's maintaining the status quo of the Lakers and the Celtics being the top teams, the creme de la creme that everybody's supposed to be falling in and being popular behind. It's maintaining status quo. When they push down the Raptors or the Nuggets in their popularity, it's maintaining the status quo. Shaq saying, and Israel and America can't differentiate between the two because innocent lives of both faiths are being killed. Exactly. It's not cut and dry. And they want us to get all angry and upset by telling us crazy media stories of beheading children and all kinds of crazy stuff. That is them preying on your emotions for you to have bloodlust and get in line and conform and be okay with genocide. No, fuck all that. I'm not going to get in line with that just because you're saying these atrocities and stuff like that. I know some of them are happening, but there's atrocities happening on both sides. And once again, they don't make it right. And if you're going to exploit those atrocities to get more global support for genocide, that's exactly what y'all are doing. That's exactly what y'all are doing. You don't honor a very horrific murder of an Israeli woman by parading her around and saying this is what it is and trying to get more war, anger, lust up from that. That is not honoring the sadness of a tragic murder from terrorism. That's being an opportunist and using it as emotional fuel to justify barbaric war crimes. That is what it is. And that's just the damn truth. I'm sorry. Yeah. David saying at Wayne Strainer, take a look at the spreads for placing straight bets on them finishing first in the East, second, etc. You can basically just throw 100 on first through 6 and make bank, breaking even, W6. There you go. I'm telling y'all, I don't do this, but y'all can, and y'all make a lot of money. Seriously, this is the time to do it right now. Season's going to start tomorrow. And after that, all the odds will start changing. And in some ways, you want to get it locked in at this really good time right now, before they know anything about what's going on with us. That's when you got to put the bet in today, before the season starts tomorrow. And thank me later. Thank me later. Yeah. Yeah. Fiercely saying agreed at Sue. They also shade the current champ Nuggets. The ring ceremony is tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure not everybody knows it. If it was the Lakers, the Celtics, it would be all over the media. They broadcast it across the nation. They put it on TV and let everybody watch it. Yeah, there's all kinds of weird favoritism just to keep the status quo. Just to keep the status quo. David's saying, sorry, I forgot you had already done one. My bad. No, it's all good, David. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We did it earlier this summer, and it was really because he was kind of in limbo about what his status would be with our team, Jeff Doughton. And so we did that Share Love Club for him very early this summer. Name is saying, I'm tired of hearing about how Toronto signed some no-name or has been. What the fuck, man? Why can't we ever sign a household name? Someone anybody has even heard of? The same old dance and song is tiring. Well, the moves we're making right now are minuscule, and they're really just for 905 stuff right now. I mean, I get it. You're starved for like a Lillard move or a Kawhi move. Those are all in good time. Those happen when they happen. They may happen every 5 or 6 years, and we'll see. We're due for another one. Let's just put it that way. We're due for another one. It might have happened this summer, actually. David's saying, "Oh, thanks, David, for the super chat. I got to make breakfast. I'll stop talking and turn the volume up." All right, David. Oh, I hope that your breakfast is going well, and thank you for the super chat. That's very kind of you. Cowboy is saying 905 will be must-watch TV. Yeah, I think they're going to be very fun. In fact, I think they're really making an investment in them by bringing in so many players. So I'm going to be very curious to see how the 905 perform this year. Hopefully, they're really dominant and very good. And we'll be checking in with Greg and the Gubstown Clink a lot because he goes to all those games. Kareem saying David is in podcast mode. That's right, 1.5 speed. That's right. You can still understand me. Infamous is saying I just checked out Omari Moore's highlights. I'm speechless. Wow, he is good. Okay, this is good. Omari Moore gets the eye test from Infamous. The first impression is good. All right, I like this. And Infamous is saying nameless. We create players and find gems, keep the price low as well, so we can re-sign our own stars. I'm glad we don't sign big names. In some ways, they're a bigger gamble. In some ways, like Kawhi. Look at that, how much of a gamble he was. It really paid off. But he was a gamble nonetheless because he did leave after 1 year. And that's part of the thing. That's the issue with these kind of stuff. It's like they can be gambles because sometimes these guys, sometimes these guys are way overhyped. I think Harden and Kyrie and different players like that are good examples. These are problem dudes. And sure, they're great players and they can change your team, but there's so much more to them that can cause problems. That in some ways it's fool's gold to think that if you just go get superstars, your team's going to be better. Brooklyn Nets. That's what I'm saying right there. Yeah. Let's see. Kareem saying big name players are for teams who can't fucking develop. I love that. Nameless is saying, here's the thing though, they're usually big names for a reason. Kareem's also saying, I'd rather 3 guys off the bench who average 10 points instead of an all-star who averages 30. Well, it depends. Quantity is not as good over quality. Quality is really our thing now this year. We want quality. So in some ways, if we make a trade and we trade 3 guys to get 1 guy, sometimes that's consolidating talent into one position on your roster. And so I won't totally agree with Kareem on that. Cowboys saying, did Sue's video drop yet? Can't find it. She's got many videos, but once again, Bradley, she said that Brooks and Dunn that you wanted her to react to, it got clipped. And that means that they got to go through the process of clearing it with the copyright. And that usually takes at least a month. So don't expect it until November is what I'll say about it. I don't know. It may come sooner. Fiercely saying at Randolph, I was having tea and choke when you mentioned HWSNB promised to change. Oh, he who shall not be named. Please, might as well give him an acronym. Takes less time to write. All right, this is one thing I will say. One of the traits of a malignant narcissist and a gaslighter is that they come around with like, oh, I'm sorry, baby. No, let me hold you. They'll be an asshole. They'll treat somebody really poorly, but then they sugarcoat things, or they say, I've changed. I've changed, baby. Come back to me. I'm not the same idiot that I was last year, dissing Fred all the time. I've changed. Come and see me. That's what this is. He's had these moments before, remember, where he has a moment of light and he's like, oh my gosh, I've been so bad. And it doesn't change anything totally. It's like he goes back into the other mode. So take it as this. It's kind of like a gaslighting toxic relationship where he's like, he's abusive, but then he comes around. He's like, no, I've changed. I'm different. This is exactly what this is. It's exactly what it is. Infamous is saying, nameless, Masai has outlined the plan. We keep building, accumulate assets until we're in a position to make a big move. Trust them off front office. They know what they're doing. Yeah, I agree with this. The opportunities come, and there may be better opportunities next summer. And we're going to be in a weird place, a crossroads with a lot of different players and different things. Our team could be very different next year. And once again, we just got to trust our front office. People are going to say, oh, we're losing people for nothing, or this is happening, or this. They're going to just say that shit for the perception war. But we don't have to believe them. Our team morphs and changes like a snake sheds its skin. And in some ways, we just be ready for the change and how things go and trust these guys that they'll lock up the right guys. And the guys that need to leave will leave. And then whatever happens, and we'll be a better addition of the Raptors next season. That's what we want. We just want to get better each year. So in some ways, you got to change your roster to a degree. And in some ways, it was a very perilous, scary offseason for us this year. But I think we came out as a better team after this offseason when it's all said and done. So even if it looks scary or perilous next season and the media is portraying it that way, have faith in them because I think they did a really good job this summer, even though everybody else is saying they didn't. I think they did. And I think y'all think that too because we see it with the coach and Dennis and Jalen McDaniels, Grady Dick. Yeah. So don't be afraid of the change or the weird questions about what could be coming up for our team. That people want us to be afraid because they're fear mongering. And it's bullshit. The media fear mongers on everything. And the extension talk is fear mongering. Just so y'all know, it's fear mongering. Let's keep going. Name us saying we're accumulating these rusty pennies, man. Listen, I get that saying and what you're saying, but it's not that bad, honestly. And we have a very good team. We built it. We're building the bottom part, the end of it, like the 905 part right now. Wayne's saying thank you to David, and Blackhawk's got a funny face. And Coolcat saying I'm back, behind by an hour or so. Okay. And Sue saying at Cowboy, the video was blocked, which Sony does all the time. They usually release the video after 30 days, so it has been blocked for a week. So probably can show it in about 3 weeks. Like I said, it'll be November. You get that Brooks and Dunn reaction, Cowboy. Be patient. Trevor saying ESPN has a lot of jokes working for them, like Fat Boy Brian, Half Stadium Head Stephen A, and the rest of them dummies over there. Okay, Trevor J. All right, and Cowboy saying, okay, Sue, bam, later, Lex, bam, and later, freaks, have a safe and blessed day. Let's go, Bradley. And Name is saying, yep, he who shall not be named is like an abusive husband. Let me smack you around, then buy you a nice pearl necklace to apologize. Yep, just what I was just saying. Namus has got it. And Mo's saying, W stream, Lex, keep at it as always. Good times, go Raptors. Good things are coming to the team and us and to me. Oh, to her. She has some good things coming up for her also. I saw you celebrating your anniversary with Tangerine, Monique, and I know you've always got something cool going on with the team, some sort, and we'll be excited to see what it is. I know you can't tell us yet, but we'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. All right, let me just make sure I don't have anything else I want to go over real quick. We've seen Pascal's party at Casa Loma last night. He's a fantastic Nino Brown, and we're very proud of you, Siakam. I did the ESPN bullshit. Oh, there's a DeMar DeRozan thing that I posted in the group yesterday. It's actually really impressive. If DeMar DeRozan could pass a whole bunch of players in the greatest all-time scoring list this season, he only needs 107 more points to pass Larry Bird, y'all. That is amazing to me. That DeMar DeRozan will have more points in the NBA than Larry Bird after he has 107 more points this season. He could pass Gary Payton this year. He can pass Clyde Drexler. He can pass Elgin Baylor, who's like one of the most prolific scorers in the 60s. Dwayne Wade, he could pass him if he gets over 1,500 points this year. Adrian Dantley, Robert Parrish. And if he can get 2,073 points this season, DeMar DeRozan can pass Charles Barkley on the all-time scoring list in the NBA. This is insane, and this is incredible. And I want to see DeMar pass some of these people. Seriously, he's going to. He's going to pass Larry Bird. But, yeah, he's going to pass some more of them, too. Watch. It's going to be fantastic. So, yeah, just that one note. And once again, the Yahoo Fantasy League starts tomorrow. So make sure you set up your teams. I'm going to look in there right now, and I'm going to tell who has not set their team. I'll tell you right now who hasn't. It looks like, why not? You could probably do some more with yours. Fiercey, you may want to check your team a little bit further. I know you and Duke, maybe you guys got it at the right place. Ta-da, Bradley, you need to fix your team up. You definitely got not enough playing. Naco the Nacho, you better go in there and check your team and set up your team because it looks like it isn't set up all the way. Quick takes, you might want to check your team also. I'm just looking at the low projected scores, and it looks like y'all aren't putting everybody in that you could. All right, y'all, thanks for watching me today. Tomorrow, Tuesday Trivia, a very special Tuesday Trivia, Raptor Freak Tuesday Trivia. I hope you'll join me at 9:30 a.m. if you like trivia games and the Raptors. Yeah, we'll be doing that tomorrow. And then Wednesday, preview of our first game of the regular season against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Ref Report, the latest lineup news, and, of course, the marquee main event matchup. All this week coming up. That's right. Fiercey saying, I'll go set my team up today. You go do it. Yeah, isn't that awesome for DeMar? I think it's amazing, the accomplishments. And I'm telling you, if he can get past Larry Bird and Clyde Drexler and Elgin Baylor, that man's a Hall of Famer. I'm sorry. He has more points in the NBA than Larry Bird. He's in that Hall of Fame. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. Trevor J saying, leaving Washington today, heading to New Jersey to see my sister. Safe travels to you, Trevor. on your trip up the Atlantic coast of the United States today. And Fungi, yes, sir. Yes, sir, Ski. Yeah, you like I'm wearing my custom-made gold Fungi t-shirt today. I feel like Siakam was such a fun guy yesterday. I had to wear the Fungi shirt. Let's see. Cool Cat saying Ed Rogers turning down WNBA might impact our whistle even more. WNBA is still an NBA product, and we're pulling out after hard work they put in is disrespectful at this point from business perspective. You can't connect those two things, Mo. Cool Cat, you can't connect those. That's a reach. That's a reach. I don't think that'll affect the whistle. It'll affect our chances to get the team in the future. They may think twice about trying to go through the process with us. That's why I don't think it's going to happen here. Is because they're like, all right, we saw what happened the last time. Let's not even try and go through the process. So it's smarter for them to go and try and get a WNBA team in Vancouver or Montreal at this point. And I don't think Toronto's going to get a WNBA team for like 10 years at least, partly because of this stall that Ed Rogers did. I don't think this will affect us with the refs. And don't read that into that. That's a crazy leap, honestly. That's a crazy leap to make, that they would do that. I don't think that's true. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching me. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and join. The membership has its privileges. And I'll be back tomorrow. Let's go, Raptors. Let's go, Nino Brown. Hold them over the bridge and drop them on their head. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.